Good evening and welcome to Cougar Park on this wonderful Good Friday evening for the Northern Ford Premiership Division 1 game between Keighley Cougars and the Hunslet Hawks. Teams this evening lining up as follows for Hunslet. Number 1, Hamish Munton. Number 2, Aaron Campbell. 3, Sean Irwin. 4, Darren Hughes. 5, Chris North. 6, Willie Swan. 7, Chris Ross. 8, Gary Lord. 9, Richard Patchinuk. 10, Steve Price. 11, Jamie Layton. 12, Jamie Thackeray. 13, Mick Coyle. Substitutes at number 14, Dave Jesse. 15, Nicky Dobson. 16, Ben Skerritt. And 17, Anthony Henderson. Keith line up as follows. Number 1, Dean Hanger. 2, Richard Smith. 3, Carl Smith. 4, Graham Hallis. 5, Jason Lee. 6, Steve Pickles. 7, Nathan Antonick. 8, Steve Hall. 9, Danny Seal. 10, Alan Boothroyd. 11, Paul Harrison. 12, Ian Hughes. 13, Martin Wood. Substitutes number 14, Paul Owen. 15, Matt Walker. 16, Phil Stevenson. 17, Ben Thompson. The mascots for this evening are Charlotte and Stacey Jarman, who are 7 and 9 respectively, and they both go to my old school, which is Leeds Primary School in Crossroads, and the favourite players are Matt Foster and Jason Ramshaw. The referee for this evening from Oldham is Mr Ian Smith, and he's ably assisted by Mr Paul Grundill and Mr Barry Sharrock. And the reserve official also from Oldham is Mr Clive Walker. So Alan Boothroyd appears to have won the toss and is electing to play up the slope in the first half. First 10 minutes or quarter of an hour in this first half, we've got the sun shining straight into Arthur's camera lens. So until such time, you're probably going to see a quite a bit of glare on the video, but we can't help that. So Martin Wood looking to start play.
This is only the beginning.
And Mr Smith gets the game underway. That ball kicked downfield. So Hunslet with Richard Patchinuk in at acting half-back. That's Jamie Layton. Hunslet making steady progress down this Cougar Park slope. It's Steve Price. Patchinuk once again in acting half-back. He's the playmaker as far as Hunslet are concerned. Chris Ross putting a little kick downfield. It's picked up by Dean Hanger. And Dean Hanger running the ball out to that 20-metre area. Danny Seal. It's Richard Smith running across field and trying to find a way through the Hunslet Hawks defence. Danny Seal once again. Steve Hall. Danny Seal once again. Martin Woods switches that ball to Boothroyd. Boothroyd looking for a player, finds one in Steve Pickles, but Cougars still some 10 metres short of that halfway line. Back to Martin Wood. Martin Wood puts a kick downfield, but Aaron Campbell picking that ball up for Hunslet Hawks, and he's well tackled 35 metres out from his own try line. Patchinuk Jamie Thackeray just taking the ball over the halfway line for Hunslet. Patchinuk. It's Mick Coyle. It's a good break from Chris North for Hunslet Hawks. That's the last tackle as far as Hunslet are concerned. That ball picked up by Jason Lee. Jason Lee looking to get away, but he's tackled by Hamish Munton down on that 10-metre line. It's Boothroyd. Graham Hallis. It's Nathan Antonick, Steve Hall. Martin Wood once again puts a boot to ball. Hamish Munton coming across, but it's picked up by Aaron Campbell. And he's tackled just outside his own 20 metre area. Good kick and chase from the Cougars. It's Patchinuk. Hunslet Hawks well wrapped up on that halfway line. Patchinuk going at acting half back. Makes a good 12 metres before he's tackled by Martin Wood. It's Chris Ross in acting half back this time. Sean Irwin. Mr. Smith with his arm raised in the air. That's the last tackle once again. Patchinuk. It's Darren Hughes. That ball being thrown about by Hunslet. Coming back across this near side. But Hamish Munton picking that ball up. But he's tackled, and Mr. Smith awarding the handover to the Cougars, some 15 metres short of the halfway line. Alan Boothroyd ball in hand. Danny Seal, Steve Hall. It's Nathan Antonick. It's Ian Hughes. It's Danny Seal, Antonick, Martin Woods. That ball going to ground, but picked up by Paul Harrison. Martin Wood goes at acting half back. It's Carl Smith and Richard Smith. And he's tackled into touch way on that far side, so it's the first scrum down of the evening, going the way of the Hunslet Hawks.
If you see Freddie Cougar and you're a big kid or a little kid, they're giving away free Sainsbury's Easter eggs, so thank you to Sainsbury's.
Chris Ross with the feed for Hunslet. That's Steve Price. It's Gary Lord taking Hunslet Hawks inside the Keighley Cougars half of the field. Patchinuk's long ball out. It's Willie Swan. But Hunslet tackled as soon as he got that ball. That's a high up and under. Well taken by Dean Hanger under immense pressure from Steve Price. Graham Hallis going away from the acting half-back position. On to Jason Lee. Jason Lee, that's back to Alan Boothroyd, but that ball lost in the tackle. Steve Price picking it up for Hunslet. Patching up going from acting half-back. That's Mick Coyle. Hamish Munton. Hunslet Hawks down just outside the Keighley 10 metre area. And Jamie Layton. He's well tackled by Steve Hall and Danny Seal. It's patching up Steve Price. Patching up switching play. Once again Hunslet just a metre or so short of that try line. Mr. Smith right over the play the ball area. It's the last tackle. And Mick Coyle has gone in for the first try of the evening for the Hunslet Hawks. It's making the score Keighley Cougars 0, Hunslet Hawks 4.
The first try of the evening for the Hunslet Hawk, number 13, Mick Coyle.
So I think it's Chris Ross looking to tag on the extras right in front of the post. And tagging on the extras.
Number 7, Chris Ross.
Making the score Keighley Cougars 0, Hunslet Hawks 6. So Martin Wood puts boot to ball. And Hunslet Hawks once again. With Jamie Thackeray right on the Hunslet Hawks 20. And it's Steve Price. He's well wrapped up by Graham Hallis. And Mr. Smith awarding scrum down to Keighley Cougars. That ball not forward. Steve Price trying to play that ball a shade too quickly and just losing it in these wet conditions. So Keighley with a scrum, some 35 metres out from the Hunslet Hawks line. It's Martin Wood, Dean Hanger. Dean Hanger looking to break through the Hunslet Hawks defence, but he's well tackled. Carl Smith, Danny Seal, Steve Hall, Nathan Antonick. It's Alan Boothroyd. Keighley inside the Hunslet Hawks 20 for the first time this evening. Martin Wood switches play to Nathan Antonick. Nathan Antonick looking to go himself, taking Cougars towards that 10 metre area. It's Martin Wood. Martin Wood. Ian Hughes just overrunning him, but balls. So that's the last tackle. Steve Pickles, Steve Hall. And Mr. Hughes, Mr. Smith, should I say, within play on. That's Chris Ross. And Mick Coyle. Richard Patchnook. Need to keep a close eye on Patchnook. Quite an elusive character at the play the ball area. Jamie Layton. And that's Jamie Thackeray, but that's the last tackle once again as far as Hunslet are concerned. And Hunslet Hawks popping over a one-pointer. So that's making the score Keighley Cougars 0, Hunslet Hawks 7. Once again, Martin Wood restarting play. And Patchnook. He's tackled down on that halfway line. It's Munton. Once again, Hunslet playing out a good set of 6. That's the last tackle. And Hunslet adopting putting the high ball up. Jason Lee picking that ball up and doing well to regain his feet and gain a few metres for the Cougars away from their own try line. It's Graham Hallis. Graham Hallis taking the ball a further 20 metres down the field for the Cougars from acting half back. It's Nathan Antonick, Paul Harrison, Danny Sealing acting half back. Cougars switching the ball back to that far side. It's Nathan Antonick, and Nathan Antonick getting caught with a high shot right on that halfway line. Mr. Smith awarding the first penalty of the evening. That's gone the way of the Cougars, so Martin Wood will put this ball further downfield for the Cougars. Richard Smith, good run from Richard Smith. Right, Steve Hall, good offload to Nathan Antonick. Nathan Antonick trying to barge his way through the Hunslet Hawks defence. It's Alan Boothroyd. Tremendous run from Boothroyd. Keighley just a couple of metres short of that Hunslet try line. It's Nathan Antonick. Long ball out to Graham Hallis and Jason Lee, but he's tackled into touch. So it'll be scrum down. Hunslet Hawks head and feed on that 10 metre line. So Chris Ross with the feed for Hunslet. But Sean Irwin being dumped on that 10 metre line. It's Patchinook. That's Jamie Thackeray. Steve Price. Good work between Mr. Smith and his touch just down on this near side. Barry Sharrock picking out the forward pass, as did half the stand. But they're always right in that stand, even when they're wrong, they're right. Nathan Antonick. Martin Woods. That's Steve Pickles. Dean Hanger. Danny Seal once again in acting half back for the Cougars. Cougars going down that far side with Steve Hall. Nathan Antonick. Martin Wood. It's Ian Hughes. Martin Wood once again. Antonick. Paul Harrison. It's Dean Hanger. That's the last tackle as far as the Cougars are concerned. It's Danny Seal, Martin Wood. Martin Wood, a little chip over the top. But that ball knocked on by Hunslet Hawks. And Hunslet looking to say that that ball was charged down, which would have meant play on, but Mr. Smith deciding otherwise and correctly. That ball wasn't charged down, so it's a knock on, and Keighley head and ball just 10 metres out from the Hunslet try line. Mr. Smith wanting the ball put in the tunnel. So Antonick, Martin Wood. Martin Wood still going. But he's tackled on that 10 metre line. Danny Seal. Steve Hall. Steve Hall taking the ball forward for the Cougars. Danny Seal looking to go himself from the acting half-back position, but he's held up a couple of metres short. It's Martin Wood, it's Antonic, Dean Hanger, Carl Smith, and Carl eventually tackled right on the Hunslet try line. Quick hands from the Cougars, but ball knocked on by Paul Harrison, so it'll be scrum down. Hunslet Hawks, Edinburgh. Just coming up towards the 20-metre mark here at Cougar Park. Score remaining at Keighley Cougars 0, Hunslet Hawks 7. Chris Ross with the feed for Hunslet. Patching up Steve Price. Hunslet Hawks coming down this near side, but Graham Hallis halting Mick Coyle in full flight. Hunslet deciding to kick that ball downfield, and a ricocheting off a Cougar player, so that in effect was play on, but luckily Keighley getting the ball back, and Jason Lee. Danny Seal, Antonic, Richard Smith. It's Danny Seal once again, Antonic. Martin Woods. Ian Hughes. Graham Hallis putting in a hard tackle. Didn't see anything wrong with it from up here.
I'd like to thank all our sponsors for this afternoon's match. The man of the match is Interactive Media Services. The match ball, Craven Bacon Supplies,
so just waiting while the Hunslet player gets some treatment. Mr. Smith just moving the player ball to the side and away from the player who's...
Jack Bolton, very happy birthday today. He's 8 years old and he's sitting in D stand tonight, and his favourite player is Jason Ramshaw, so happy birthday, Jack.
So we back with play, patching up. It's Jamie Layton. That's Jamie Thackeray. Mick Coyle. It's a good offload, well picked up by Hunslet. But Chris Ross, Steve Price, Sherwin. Hunslet coming right then left. But Sean Irwin knocking that ball forward, so it'll be scrum down Keighley Cougars head and ball. Willie Swan, the Hunslet player, going off injured. It looks be rather dazed after that heavy tackle from Graham Hallis. So Nathan Antonic with the feed. Martin Wood. Richard Smith. Richard Smith looking to go outside his opposite number, but tackled. Carl Smith taking the ball towards that halfway line for the Cougars. It's Paul Harrison. It's Martin Wood. Good offload. It's Nathan Antonic. Ian Hughes. Good play from the Cougars, taking themselves down into the Hunslet Hawks half of the field. Alan Boothroyd. It's Martin Wood. He switches play once again. It's Nathan Antonic. but he's well tackled by Nicky Dobson. Martin Woods, little chip over the top from Martin Woods. And that ball's in the in-goal area. Martin Woods scored! Martin Woods did it at Widnes, who's done it again tonight. A little grubber kick, ricocheted off one Hunslet player, ricocheted off another Hunslet player. Bubbles very teasingly inside that in-goal area, but Martin Woods following up and dropping on that ball. Mr. Smith in a perfect position to award that try, so that's making the score down at Cougar Park. Keighley Cougars 4, Hunslet Hawks 7.
It's the Cougars back in the game. Let's go to please for number 13, Martin Woods. And he's sponsored today.
So Martin Woods going to look to tag on the conversion for Keighley Cougars. As the music subsides. The sun firmly set in the west now, makes for easier videoing for Arthur and easier seeing for myself. And Martin tagging on the extras to his own try, making the score Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 7. Just about 25 minutes gone in the first half here at Cougar Park. Just the spur and tonic that the Cougars needed. Get the first point on the board of the evening. That ball downfield. Bouncing over Nathan Antonic's head, but Richard Smith on hand to tidy up behind him. It's Danny Seal. Alan Boothroyd. And Steve Hall. Dean Hanger. Dean Hanger looking to go on his own, but he's well tackled by Richard Patchinuk. It's Steve Pickles. That's the last tackle. Back to Martin Wood. Martin Wood puts the kick downfield, picked up by Hamish Munton, but Martin Wood, the first man in there to make the tackle, assisted by Graham Alice and Jason Lee. So Hunslet down in their own half of the field with Aaron Campbell. That's Jamie Thackeray. And it's Dave Jesse. Patching up once again, disappears at acting half-back. That's the last tackle. Hunslet Hawks, little chip through, but well picked up, and it's well played by Hunslet Hawks and Darren Hughes. A little chip through and just bounced up nicely for him. So that's making the score Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 11. Could probably do with the floodlights to come on down at Cougar Park, which as I speak they are. So Chris Ross will be looking to once again tag on the extras. Which he does, so that's Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 13. So Martin Wood to restart play once again for the Cougars. That's Jamie Layton. Patching up. Hunslet Hawks making good progress away on that far side. And once again, good work between referee and touch judge as a little knock-ons picked up. So it's scrum down, Keighley Cougars head and ball just a couple of metres inside the Hunslet Hawks half of the field. Martin Woods. It's Richard Smith bringing on Graham Hallis. Graham Hallis taking the Cougars down towards that 20 metre area. Steve Hall carrying on the good work for the Cougars. Danny Seal, Nathan Antonick. It's Paul Harrison, Dean Hanger. Once again a good run from Dean Hanger, but that ball going to ground and picked up by Hunslet Hawks and Richard Patchinuk. That's Steve Price. And Hunslet looking for a 40-20 kick, but that ball's going to bobble and stay in field. Jason Lee looking to turn his man, but he's tackled just outside that 10. Dean Hanger. Graham Hallis. Alan Booth, Ian Hughes should I say. Danny Seal, Steve Hall. And that's the last tackle. And this time Mr. Smith penalising Hunslet Hawks. Just taking a shade too long to get off. That's a silly penalty really to give away right on the last tackle. And Martin Wood puts that ball down on that 40. Jason Lee, Ian Hughes. It's Nathan Antonick. Steve Pickles. It's Alan Boothroyd, Martin Wood, Nathan Antonick. Nathan Antonick looking to go on his own, taking the Cougars down to that 10 metre area. It's Steve Hall. Steve Hall going to be tackled a couple of metres short of that Hunslet Hawks line. It's Danny Seal, Nathan Antonick doing well to pick that ball up. It's Martin Wood, Dean Hanger. But Dean Hanger being dragged back, and that's the last tackle. Cougars now 20 metres out from that Hunslet line. Nathan Antonick puts a high up and under. Well picked up by Aaron Campbell. Jamie Thackeray. It's Patchinuk, Steve Price. Once again, Hunslet looking for 40-20, but Jason Lee doing very well. Danny Sealing acting half back. It's Martin Woods, Richard Smith. Once again, Danny Seal going acting half back, making good progress for the Cougars. That's a good run from Danny Seal. It's Nathan Antonick, Martin Wood, Steve Hall.
With this is number 10, Alan Boothroyd.
So Cougars taking the ball all the way up to the Hunslet 20-metre line. It's Nathan Antonick, Martin Wood. Martin Wood slips out of one tackle. Offloads to Jason Lee. Jason Lee back to Phil Stevenson. Once again, that's the last tackle. It's Nathan Antonick. Nathan Antonick with the high kick over the top. Hunslet picking that ball up, but immediately Richard Smith right onto, I think it was Chris North, and bundled him into touch, so it'll be scrum down 10 metres out from the Hunslet Hawks line. Keighley Cougars head and ball. It's about 35 minutes gone in the first half. Score still remaining, Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 13. Mr. Smith just calling time off as a Hunslet player receives some treatment for a knock. Just wants a break in play. Just listen to the news tonight, and apparently a Conservative MP was found dead wearing the Bradford Bulls kit. So not to embarrass his family, they dressed him as a woman. It's Phil Stevenson. Dean Hanger goes on his own, but he's tackled a couple of metres short of that Hunslet Hawks line. Danny Seal, Martin Woods, little inside ball to Steve Hall. Danny Seal, Martin Woods, long ball out in Nathan Antonick. Ian Hughes, Steve Pickles, this time going acting half back. Danny Seal just tackled a metre or so short of that line. It's the last tackle once again. It's Nathan Antonick, little chip through, and Hunslet Hawks just tackled over the line, so it's a drop out under the post. Cougars with a lot of ball at the moment, but not managing to breach the defence of the Hunslet Hawks. So Steve Hall will collect that ball and set off upfield. Danny Seal. It's Phil Stevenson. Good run from Phil Stevenson. Keighley once again back down in that 20-metre zone of the Hunslet Hawks. Martin Wood switches place. Nathan Antonick, Paul Harrison almost getting away from his marker, but continuing with Martin Wood running across the Hunslet Hawks defence, looking for a way through. It's Nathan Antonick. Once again, a last tackle, Martin Woods. It's again a little chip through. And Hunslet Hawks having to knock it dead once again, so it's a case of deja vu as Hunslet Hawks once again are forced to drop out from beneath their own posts. So Chris Ross drops out. Richard Smith this time picking the ball up and running out the Hunslet Hawks defence. Still going is Richard Smith. So good run from Richard Smith. Danny Seal, Phil Stevenson. Phil Stevenson barging his way down to the 10-metre line of the Hawks. Danny Seal once again, Martin Wood. Martin Wood, Graham Hallis. Graham Hallis looking to offload that ball, but it's intercepted by Aaron Campbell. So Hunslet Hawks having their first possession for what seems like quite a while with Jamie Thackeray. It's Gary Lord. That's the last tackle. Hunslet still on their own halfway line. Martin Wood losing that ball. And Hunslet Hawks once again with Richard Patchinuk. And Darren Hughes going in for his second try of the evening. So that's making the score Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 17. So once again Hunslet using that kick. Martin Wood just failing to keep hold of the ball, and Hunslet coming away with the ball and scoring more or less right on the 40-minute mark. And Chris Ross with the feed. So Chris Ross just taking his time. And just failing with that conversion. Score remaining Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 17. So Hunslet Hawks just outside their own 20-metre area. It's Patchinuk. And Patchinuk once again going from acting half-back. And Steve Price. He's tackled eventually. An attempt at a drop goal, but picked up by Graham Hallis. Jason Lee going from acting half-back. Danny Seal, Phil Stevenson. And there goes the half-time hooter down at Cougar Park. Hunslet Hawks having the better of the first half down here at Cougar Park, but Keighley coming downhill in the second half, so half-time score is Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 17.
Anyway, well done to the Hawks, a very good... Well, ladies and gentlemen, big welcome back onto the pitch for the Hunslet Hawks.
And welcome back to the second half down here at Cougar Park. Reminder of the half-time score.
Second half.
Keighley Cougars 6, Hunslet Hawks 17. So Chris Ross is going to start play for the Cougars. Ball picked up by Nathan Anthony, on to Steve Hall. And Phil Stevenson. And Mr. Smith awarding a penalty to the Cougars. That ball ripped out in the tackle. Oh, Martin Woods. Richard Smith. Richard Smith losing that ball. That was one-on-one. It's Patchinuk, Thackeray, Jamie Thackeray still going for the Hunslet Hawks. And it's Patchinuk. Hunslet Hawks just about 12 metres out from the Cougar try line. It's the last tackle once again, Patchinuk. And Hamish Munton, I think, looking for a drop goal, but only succeeds in kicking the ball dead, so it'll be a tap on the 20-metre line. And it's Steve Hall. It's Paul Harrison. Good run from Paul Harrison onto Richard Smith. Richard Smith tackled on that 20-metre line. It's Danny Seal, Nathan Antonik, Martin Woods, Graham Hallis was losing that ball, so it'll be Hunslet Hawks who come up and away with that ball. Steve Price. Richard Patchinuk. Really knocks on just a moment before. I think the Cougar crowd looking for an obstruction, but Steve Price did nothing other than run behind his own defender who was stood still, so that's okay, no problem with that. So it's scrum down. Keighley Cougars head and ball.
Substitution for the Hawks. Ben Skerritt, number 16, replaces number 8, Gary Lord.
Just waiting for the Hunslet Hawks substitution. Ben Skerritt coming onto the park. Nathan Antonik, Martin Woods, so Richard Smith. Steve Hall. Cougars still 20 metres out from the Hunslet Hawks line. It's Steve Pickles, Phil Stevenson. He offloads to Danny Seal, who does well to keep his feet and keep hold of the ball. It's Antonik, Martin Woods, Paul Harrison. Paul Harrison just slipping on the surface. Dean Hanger, Steve Pickles, Nathan Antonik. Once again, that's the last tackle. Keithley just 2 or 3 metres short of that line. Martin Wood opting for a little chip, but that ball going dead, so it'll be a tap on the 20-metre line. Steve Price. Patchinuk going acting half back once again. It's Chris Ross. It's a good ball out to Mick Coyle, Aaron Campbell. It's the last tackle. Hunslet Hawks about 12 metres out from the Cougar try line. Patchinuk. But he's wrapped up, so it'll be a handover. It's Steve Hall. It's Nathan Antonick, Richard Smith. Richard Smith coming down this near side, but he's well tackled, some 15 metres short of the halfway line. It's Carl Smith, Nathan Antonick, Martin Wood, Ian Hughes. That's Steve Hall. Steve Hall just getting the Cougars up to the halfway line, but it's the last tackle, Martin Wood. Martin with a little chip over the top. But that's picked up by Steve Price. Ball just not bouncing in the favour of Martin Wood. It's Jamie Thackeray. Patchinuk. Forward pass. So it'll be strummed down right on the halfway line. Keighley Cougars head and ball. Mr. Smith
we have another birthday
calling time off. Steve Pickles.
He's 31. Happy
Taking a
birthday
knock.
to Stephen from all his friends and family. And also on Wednesday, Helen Day. She's 21 on Wednesday. So Helen, happy birthday on Wednesday.
So Steve Pickles going off. Looks like Matt Walker is going to be taking the part for the Cougars.
And a Cougar substitution, number 15, Matt Walker replaces number 6, Steve Pickles.
So it's Dean Hanger, Richard Smith. And Carl Smith, Matt Walker. Nathan Antonick, it's Phil Stevenson. It's Danny Seal, Paul Harrison. That's Ian Hughes. Ian Hughes still going. But he's tackled on that 10-metre line. It's Martin Wood, Nathan Antonick, Dean Hanger. Keighley inside the Hunslet 10, but it's the last tackle once again. Nathan Antonick, Martin Wood. Nathan Antonick once again, that ball. Once again bouncing into that in-goal area and dead, so it's a tap on the 20. It's Skerritt. It's Chris North. Good run from Chris North for the Hunslet Hawks. It's Patchinuk. Hunslet Hawks once again just 10 metres out from the Cougar try line. It's the last tackle. Mr. Smith saying the ball played the man and not the man the ball, so tackle count remains as was. So it's a handover. Matt Walker in possession for the Cougars. It's Steve Hall. Martin Woods. Antonick, Matt Walker, Dean Hanger. Cougars coming up against a very resolute Hunslet defence this evening. It's Steve Hall. Nathan Antonick. Nathan Antonick with a little chip over the top. Once again, that ball taken by the Hunslet Hawks, but it looks like Paul Harrison, who's gone down injured for the Cougars. So Keighley with a great deal of possession this evening and only 6 points at the moment to show for it. Excellent crowd.
I'd like to give a special announcement for Phil Robinson, our mouth on the Cougar videos. He's refereeing the Barla Presidents 13 against the South African under-18 touring side who were here today, and they beat the West Riding and Yorkshire under-18s by 28 points to 16. Good luck to Phil. It's a big match for him.
So it's actually Carl Smith who's going off and not Paul Harrison.
Paul Owen replaces number 3, Carl Smith.
So Hunslet once again. So Hunslet Hawks tackled right on that halfway line. That's the last tackle. Well, looks like Willie Swan, who is back on the park, but kicks that ball too far. So be a tap on that 20-metre line. To Matt Walker. Phil Stevenson. Good run from Phil Stevenson, taking Cougars just a couple of metres short of the halfway line. It's Nathan Antonick, Martin Woods. Long ball out to Graham Hallis. Graham Hallis still going. It's Steve Hall. It's Nathan Antonick. Paul Owen. Paul Owen just come on to the park in place of Carl Smith. It's the last tackle once again, Martin Woods. Martin with a little chip over, but once again, Aaron Campbell quelling the Cougar attack. So Hunslet once again making steady progress up this Cougar Park slope. It's patching up. Once again, that's the last tackle as far as the Hawks are concerned. And Patchinuk puts that ball downfield, but that ball once again a shade too heavy, so it'll be attacked once again on the 20-metre line. Matt Walker. Stanley Seal. It's Paul Owen. That's Steve Hall. Cougars once again just sneaking into the Hunslet half of the field. It's Phil Stevenson. And Danny Seal just knocking that ball forward. So we scrum down.
Cougar substitution number 10, Alan Boothroyd replaces number 8, Steve Hall. Replayed Steve.
So Hunslet Hawks head and ball, Chris Ross with the feed. So Patchinook, Skerritt, Hunslet Hawks once again inside Keighley territory. That's the last tackle, Willie Swan. And for the third time on the trot, Hunslet kicking on the last tackle, but the ball going dead. So it's back for a 20-metre tap to the Cougars. And it's Boothroyd back on the park. That's Harrison. Paul Owen's bong. Downfield for the Cougars. Can he outstrip the Hunslet defence? He's going to do his Paul Owen. Paul Owen going in for a tremendous try for the Cougars. Paul Harrison making that break. Got Paul Owen with him, and Paul Owen, big impact play for the Cougars coming off the bench. So that's making the score. Keighley Cougars 10, Hunslet Hawks 17.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up to Prep try again, number 13,
So Martin Wood will be looking to tag the extras on. Arthur's done away with his breeze box for this evening. Arthur's standing on a coffee table tonight. Nigel, will you pour me a cup of coffee, please? What? He'll kick it, Nigel, don't worry about it. And Martin Woods tagging on the extras, making the score. Keighley Cougars 12, Hunslet Hawks 17. Just a shade over quarter of an hour gone in the second half.
One Hamish Munson is replaced by number 17, Anthony Henderson.
So Hunslet Hawks restarting play. Nathan Antony, Alan Boothroyd. Phil Stevenson. Thank you, Nigel. So Keighley down on this halfway line. It's Nathan Antony, Paul Owen, Martin Wood, Matt Walker, Mr. Smith arm raised in there. That's the last tackle. Martin Wood, Dean Hanger. So Cougars just knocking on, so Hunslet with a handover, Chris Ross. And it's Patchinuk. It's Henderson. Patchinuk.
Substitution for the Hawks, number 14, Kay Jessley, replaces number 13, the try scorer, Mick Coyle.
That's Jamie Layton. That's Steve Price. Our last tackle once again. Back to Chris Ross. Chris Ross attempting a drop goal, but once again that ball going dead, so it's tap on the 20-metre line. Alan Boothroyd. Paul Harrison, Matt Walker, Martin Wood. Long ball out to Jason Lee. Jason Lee's beating one marker. He's coming inside. He's got Graham Ellis with him. And Graham Ellis is going to score once again for the Cougars. All the way in for a super try from the Cougars. Once again, Hunslet Hawks paying the penalty for kicking too long on the last tackle. Kicking for the second time on the trot, coming away from a 20-metre tap. That time it was a superb long ball from Martin Wood out to Jason Lee. Jason Lee stepping inside his marker, breaking downfield. He's got Graham Ellis right on his right-hand shoulder, and Graham Ellis going for a try for the Cougars, making the score Keighley Cougars 16, Hunslet Hawks 17. An important kick to come for Martin Wood. I'm just having a sup with Arthur's coffee. Doesn't improve. I've been telling you about Arthur's coffee for 3 years and it just does not improve, Arthur. If you can hear Arthur shouting and bawling, we've got Nigel back in the gantry with us this evening and he's misbehaving as usual. So we'll hopefully hear the cheer of the crowd in that Turner stand. Martin unfortunately missing that one. So score is Keighley Cougars 16, Hunslet Hawks 17. So Chris Ross once again, Hunslet Hawks kicking that ball too long. Richard Smith judging it perfectly, so it's a penalty to the Cougars right on that halfway line. Matt Walker. It's Nathan Antonick, Phil Stevenson. Nathan Antonick once again. Cougars remain out wide. Paul Owen. Paul Owen, lovely do it from Paul Owen, but he's tackled 22 metres out from the Hunslet Hawks line. Martin Wood. But unfortunately that ball coming loose in the tackle. That's Henderson. It's Darren Hughes. Patchenuk. It's Jamie Thackeray. Richard Patchenuk. That's Jamie Layton. That ball going straight through Chris Ross's hands and Steve Price. So it's the last tackle. Hunslet still 10 metres inside their own half of the field. Chris Ross puts that ball downfield. So that's a good 40-20 quick kick from Chris Ross. So Hunslet Hawks with a scrum 18 metres out from the Cougar line. It's Chris Ross. Chris looking to come down the blind side, but Phil Stevenson halting any progress he wanted to make. It's Patchenuk, Thackeray. Patchenuk once again. It's Jamie Layton. Darren Hughes looking for his hat-trick of tries, but he's tackled a metre or so short. It's Chris Ross once again. Almost breaking through the Cougar defence. Lovely little dummy. But Hunslet have gone in right in front of the post on the last tackle.
A try now for the Hunslet Hawks, number 9. That's going to be Richard Patchenuk.
And Richard Patchenuk going in right in front of the post, so that's making the score Keighley 16, Hunslet Hawks 21. Chris Ross with the simple conversion attempt right in front of the post. And he's converting that try, making the score Keighley 17, Hunslet Hawks 23. So that gap once again 7 points. Eight, I would have thought. Something like that. So Martin Woods. Ben Skerritt. Patchenuk, Darren Hughes. Patchenuk once again going acting half back. Eventually he's pulled down on that 20-metre line. Patchenuk. See, last tackle. Now Mr. Smith awarding a penalty to the Cougars. Paul Owen interfered with as he went to collect that ball. It's Phil Stevenson. It's Boothroyd. It's Nathan Antonick, Martin Woods, Matt Walker. Martin Wood once again going acting half back. Matt Walker looking to slip the ball in the tackle. And Martin Wood making an uncharacteristic mistake. Just about 10 minutes to go down here at Cougar Park. Scrum down, Keighley Cougars head and ball. Richard Patchinuk. Patchinuk once again. Steve Price. That's the last tackle, Chris Ross. Richard Smith defusing that bomb. So it'll be a tap on the 20. Matt Walker. It's Nathan Antonick. Boothroyd. Back to Antonick.
Number 17, Ben Thompson, replaces number 12, Ian Hughes. Played in.
It's Phil Stevenson. Martin Wood. It's a ball back to Paul Harrison. It's Graham Hallis. And a high tackle. So Cougars once again down in the Hunslet 20 metre area. Jason Lee, should I say. Cougars just a couple of metres short of that line. It's Boothroyd. It's Antonick, Martin Woods, Matt Walker. Matt Walker doing well to get rid of that ball. Richard Smith continuing to play for the Cougars. He's taking the ball centre field, but Cougars slipping a bit further away. It's Paul Owen. Paul Owen, Martin Wood, Richard Smith, Antonick, Richard Smith. That's the last tackle. It's all frantic out there. It's Martin Woods. It's still the last tackle. This time Mr. Smith deeming that Hunslet played that ball and not the ball the man, so Dean Hanger. So Keith with another 6 tackles inside the Hunslet half of the field. It's Danny Seal. Alan Boothroyd taking the Cougars down to within 3 metres of that line. Danny Seal, Nathan Antonick, Phil Stevenson. Martin Woods. That's a try for the Cougars. Don't quite know. Nathan Antonick, the try scorer. just couldn't tell from where I was, so that's making the score Keighley Cougars 20, Hunslet Hawks 23. So Martin Wood with the conversion attempt. So that ball striking the upright, so score remaining. Keighley Cougars 20, Hunslet Hawks 23. So about 5 minutes to go here at Cougar Park, Hunslet. In no hurry to restart play, Mr. Smith. Cool as you like, just calls off play. He's in no hurry to get back to Oldham. And that's Boothroyd. It's Danny Seal, Antonic. Good run from Nathan Antonic. It's Pearl Harrison and Ben Thompson. Steve Hall. Good run by Steve Hall, taking the Cougars. It's about 30 metres out from the Hunslet Hawks. Try-lights, Martin Wood, Dean Hanger. That's the last tackle. It's Nathan Antonic, Martin Wood. Martin Wood, hoists that high ball up and over the top. Jason Lee does well to pick that ball up, but Mr. Smith singling a knock on, so it'll be a handover Hunslet Hawks to play the ball. Hunslet Hawks wanted to come infield and waste a shade more time. So it's Patchinuk. It's Darren Hughes. I see last tackle. Patchinuk puts boot to ball, but Jason Lee picking that ball up. Martin Woods, Steve Hall. It's Nathan Antonic. He's well tackled by Chris Ross and Steve Price. Danny Seal going acting half-back, taking Cougars 30 metres out from the Hunslet line. Dean Hanger. Dean Hanger getting that ball, but being dragged back right to the 20-metre line. See last tackle once again, Nathan Antonic, Martin Woods. And Graham Hallis putting that ball down. Mr. Smith once again waving play on. So we're into the last few minutes now down at Cougar Park. There's 3 points separating the sides. Unfortunately, from the Cougar point of view, it's Hunslet Hawks who are 3 points in front. And once again, Mr. Smith calling off time. Patchinuk. It's Jamie Layton. Last tackle once again. Patchnook just paddles that ball into touch away on that far side. Just wastes a few more precious seconds for the Hunslet Hawks. It's Martin Wood. Dean Anger does well to keep hold of that ball. Richard Smith, Steve Hall. Martin Wood, Matt Walker, Paul Harrison, Graham Hallis. Graham Hallis is going to go. Tackle just a couple of metres short that line. Cougars swinging it back towards his near side. We've got men over. It's Dean Anger. Dean Anger's going to go in. And Dean Anger's scored. He's scored in the corner. Oh, Dean Anger have kept him quiet all night. Right till the very last throw of the dice. Those Cougar fans who are just walking up and away from that ball then, they just missed that try. Pete Fell going mental on that on the PA. So have the Cougars played their get out of jail card? It's Keighley Cougars 24, Hunslet Hawks 23. Once again, Mr. Smith calling off time, not allowing anyone to catch a few seconds. Arthur, what we're saying, I've lost myself in all the excitement. Just on about Mr. Smith not allowing either side to get away with time-wasting tactics. So it's not over till the fat lady sings, and the fat lady hasn't sung yet. So Martin Wood, difficult conversion attempt. Just going in front of the post.
Down here at Cougar Park this afternoon is 2098, and the Cougars man of the match, sponsored by Interactive Media Supplies. It's the Cougars, Martin Wood.
Martin Wood once again getting man of the match.
And the champagne moment, you've just seen it, Dean Anger's try.
So Keighley in possession with 2 knock-ons here. It's no good morning, Hunslet Hawks. Dean Anger, it's really just possession rugby. What Cougs have got to play now. Dean Anger this time. Mr. Smith once again stopping time. Steve Hall. So it's all very exciting at Cougar Park. Danny Seal. It's Matt Walker. Matt Walker being dragged back, but he's tackled right on that halfway line, and a bit of argy-bargy going on. And really no need for this. It's been nothing all the way through the game. Mr. Smith and his 2 touches have kept a tight lid on this game. It's been an open and enterprising game. Hunslet Hawks obviously very dejected, but as I say, that final hooter hasn't gone yet. Depends which way this penalty is going to go, I'm not too sure. Maybe it'll go Keithley's way. Matt Walker ragged about bit in the tackle, but he's also... So Hunslet are going back. So we've got a kick for touch. We've got to waste time. Once again, time called on and then back off. And still this game goes on. It's ebbed and flowed all the way through the 80 minutes. Finally flowed the Cougars' way in the dying seconds. And there goes the final hooter. An absolutely excellent game down here at Cougar Park. Hunslet have got to be absolutely, totally and utterly dejected. Led all the way through this game until Dean Anger came up with really his only good break of the game. I'm not saying that Dean's had a bad game, but the only time he broke through the defence, it mattered right in those last minutes, going down in that far corner. An excellent game of rugby. Keighley Cougars extending their unbeaten run to 7 games. Got to hand it to the 3 officials this evening as well. They had an excellent game. I don't think Keighley have been penalised at all this evening, but Hunslet Hawks are absolutely gutted. But an excellent game of rugby. Both teams playing their all for 80 minutes. Keighley going behind 6-0 and then 7-0, clawed the way back to 7-6, turned round at half-time, 17 points to 6 behind, clawed the way back to 17-16, 23-16 down, and eventually running out winners down here at Cougar Park. I've just about taught myself, shouted myself hoarse this evening down here at Cougar Park. Arthur still stood on his coffee table filming as the Cougars go down to the bottom end to applaud their supporters. All Keith supporters all around the ground being right behind the team all evening, even when the Cougars stayed in defeat in the face, but they never say die. Cougars going in at the very, very last minute. Got to endure a couple of minutes of injury time, but nevertheless, it's a good Friday for the Keighley Cougars. So, for the last time down at Cougar Park this evening, final score, Hunslet Hawks 23, Keighley Cougars 24.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Keighley Cougars, all I can say is, boys, you are simply the best today.
Maxim Shmerkovsky.